Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on your way to Germany. Wait a bit, I have to, manage some things here on the technical side. So this is the first episode on how to make it in Germany. This is a 5-part series, and today we are talking about an overview on the way to Germany. But before we start, my dear colleague Alexandra will give you some technical advice so you can hear and see us properly. So, Alex, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Katharina. Hi, everyone, also from my side. So we can start perfectly and without problems into the webinar. I want you to make sure that you hear us properly. So if you have problems with the audio, it can help to change the audio settings and move it away from the computer audio section and put it back. That can help so you can hear us perfectly, so to say. You can type your questions into the chat. Don't be surprised. Only Katharina and me can see the chat, but we will collect the questions and have a proper Q&A session after the presentation. And also you can download the presentation of today's webinar in the dashboard. So we can have a good start now, and I wish you all a good session. See you later.
Yeah. Thank you for the technical introduction, Alex. And one mention, Alex, I have to admit, I forgot to upload the presentation, but it's in the file. It's already also a PDF. Maybe you can upload it fast.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes, you will have the presentation. Also, give Alexandra a bit of time. So yes, as I said before, this is the first episode of a 5-part series. Today, I will give you an overview on how the migration process usually works. And the next webinars will go much more into detail. So you can think of this webinar more as a preparation for the next webinar. You get some useful resources which you can check out and prepare also for the next webinar. So you can also have maybe more questions concerning the topic. So the next webinar on next Tuesday will be focused on learning German in cooperation with the Goethe Institute Indonesia and in Hanoi. And after that, on Tuesday, 23rd May, our colleagues from the ZAV will give you tips on job search and application. And the next webinar will be with Alexandra on the visa and entry process on 25 May. And the last webinar, you will see me again on integration in Germany and what you can expect of living in Germany in general. So we tried to, illustrate the whole process and to come to Germany. And of course, we hope to see each one of you in our webinars. So this is our agenda for today. First of all, we answered the question why you should Germany choose anyway. And then I'd like to introduce to you the portal Make It in Germany and show you some features on the website. And after that, I show you an overview of the different steps you have to take for your migration process and where you can find more information after the webinar. And also at the end, there will be an open Q&A session. So yes, as I said, why Germany in general? And before I like to answer this question, I'm curious if you already have made your decision into coming to Germany. Is it yes, definitely, or I'm not sure, I'm still looking for information, or not necessarily, I'm also interested in other countries. So we are curious in which space you are. Yes, I'm waiting. Most of you already answered, about 60, 70% already answered the question. I waited a couple more seconds, but I think we have quite a definite answer to this question, I think. So I will close the poll and I will show you also the I hope you can see the poll answers. I'm not sure. Most of you, 79%, answered the question with yes, and 60% I'm still not sure. They are still looking for more information. It's really good that you are here. And 4% are not necessarily. They are also interested maybe in other countries. So yeah, thank you for answering this question. So as it looks like I didn't have to convince you, but still I'd like to give you some facts about Germany. This might be also interesting for you as well. So as maybe you already know, Germany has one of the strongest economies in Europe. In 2020, Germany topped the European rankings with more than 20,000 patents. And the most important sectors in Germany are like the electrical industry, the automotive industries, and also the chemical industry. But since it has such a strong economy, it has also experienced a shortage of skilled workers in different branches. And there is also a stability in the labor market in Germany, since you have one of the lowest unemployment rates in Europe and Germany. It was, in fact, in December 2020, it was at the rate of 2.9. And also Germany offers an excellent education system for your family and children, and also a further training, so you can discover more potentials and develop your career in Germany when you are here. As I said before, there's a shortage of skilled workers, so Germany is in quite need of qualified professionals like engineers, IT specialists, nurse and caretakers, physiotherapists, doctor, but also in other sectors like hotel and hospitality workers, skilled technical professionals like metal workers, electricians, and professionals for construction, and also truck drivers. So there is a huge need, and that's why the government works currently on the law for skilled migration, which will probably come into force next year. But maybe my colleague will talk about in 2 weeks about this topic more. But also, not only there are quite positive aspects on the labor market, there's also a high standard of living in Germany. There is an excellent work-life balance, like short working hours in comparison with other EU countries. Germany has shorter working hours, vacation entitlements, and also vacation days, at least of 25 years in the work per year, and different work models like part-time. So you can choose whether it fits your life, like your life living situation. And also, according to the UN Human Development Report, it also states the high living standard in Germany. It ranks in the last report on the 9th rank. The report analyzes like political stability, gender equality, innovation, and also healthcare. And yes, Germany is among the top 10 countries in the world. As I mentioned before, Germany has, even since the crisis, like the pandemic, a political stability, and also offers a fair welfare system and health insurance. So in case of sickness or other individual tragic events, you can be sure to be secured in Germany. And also Germany offers extensive employees' rights. For example, there's a legal maximum of daily working hours of 8 hours, and there's also an act of general equal treatment. So you have the rights as an employee, and you're also allowed to fight for it. But also, you are not only come here for working, because also for living here, and there are also positive aspects when it comes to culture and society. And Germany not only offers Oktoberfest and Carnival. Germany has also eye-pleasing landscapes and like mountains, the Alps, you can see it on the picture here, and also beach and green forests. There's also a variety of leisure activities. For example, you can go wandering around the mountains, but also joining a sports club, the so-called Sportsverein in Germany, like football or tennis clubs, in order to meet new friends. And since Germany lies in the middle of Europe, you have many travel opportunities like France, next to Germany, or Switzerland, the Netherlands, so you can discover more. And also Germany offers a diverse and cosmopolitan culture. You can see it by the fact that over 20 million people in Germany have an immigration background in Germany and call it now their home. So you can see this fact that it's quite diverse, the society in Germany, that it has a wide range of international restaurants and shops, especially in bigger cities. So if you're still not convinced, maybe our testimonial Mary Campus, she is living now for more than 10 years in Berlin, can convince you more. She said in a video, I think most Germans are not aware of how special this country is. There is the option of making personal progress. There is a lot of room for improvement, which you can find anywhere else. So I would recommend anyone to come to Germany. You can see her video also on the website. And yes, if you are still indecisive, I hope I could give you more reasons. Oh, I'm sorry. And yes, I hope you can see me. Yes, this is Mary Campus. And now I'd like to introduce to you the portal Make It in Germany. It's the official portal of the German government. And before I start, I'd like to, yes, to know if you already know the portal. Are you familiar with the website? Yes or no? I see. Already 40% has answered the questions. There's also a clear answer. 80% have already answered the question. Okay, thank you for participating. And now I show you the results. 71% answered the question with yes and nearly 30% with no. So I think it might be useful that I show you some features of the website. So let's start. So in general, Make It in Germany is the German government's information portal for qualified professionals and offers information for international professionals and graduates, but also for companies in Germany. The website exists since June 2012 and is available in 4 languages like English, Spanish, French, and of course German, and also offers brief information in other languages as well. The website counts more than 56 million users worldwide per now. As I said before, Germany Make It in Germany has some experience of over 10 years and accompanied many success stories with international professionals like you, companies, and a strong partner network. If you're interested in some of the stories, here's a little link. There you can also find some statements of the Mary Campus. So what does Make It in Germany in general offer? So in general, everything you need to know about working and living in Germany. There are graphics on visa procedures, job listings with current vacancies. We are also active on social media. There is a quick checklist, explainer videos, and also interactive maps. Which topics do we cover? General topics like working in Germany, for example, which professions are in demand, what are the requirements, recognition, setting up a business, research, or study and training, what are your prospects after graduation, training profiles, and more. And of course, information on visa and residence. We introduce to you different types of visa, information on the Skilled Immigration Act, and for the important thing is here we update this section regularly. There are also visa application forms and information on how to live permanently in Germany. And of course, also information on general everyday life in Germany, like how to learn the language, family life, money, insurance, and more. And yeah, so these are the general information on the website. And now I like to show you the websites. I already opened it up. I hope you can see it. When my colleague doesn't say anything, I will go on. Yes, this is the website Make It in Germany. You can see on the main page many information. You can activate the quick check. And here is the video of the Jubilee for Make It in Germany, and also inspirational videos from people who are already in Germany and share their experiences. And also, yes, first of all, I mentioned the job listings. You can find them here I already opened it because I want to show it you more efficiently, but you can find it here on the job listing if you click on working in Germany. So these are the job listings. You can type in any keywords like qualification keywords or tasks you want to do in your work, or especially direct the professions in demand. Here are also some opportunities. You can click it on the way. You can choose also the sector where you can find, and also if you have a special city you want to work in, you can also filter the federal state. So, and if you are looking for, you can look for engineers, for example. I just click here. You can see there are the current job offers here in Germany. And I think I did mention it before, German companies who publish their job listings or make it in Germany really do it because they welcome international application. So they are shown in German English, but companies who publish or make it in Germany really want to see some international applications. So yeah, don't be shy and give it a chance. So you can see it here. Here are the job listings like civil engineering or engineering for supply engineering, and you can find information on where it starts, when it starts, and if you click more onto details, you can find also information like contact points, and also you have the opportunity to translate the job offer via your browser, and here you can find more and detailed information of the job offer. And you also have the opportunity to print it out and to like it, so you can save the job listing for later information. So you can bookmark it here and visit it again. So give it a try after the webinar. And when it comes to job application, our colleagues from the ZIV will give you more information on this topic next week. And I said before, we also have the quick check. It's the heart of the web page, and you can find it here on visa and residence, and you can click here. And also you can start the quick check when you visit the main page. In general, the quick check should help you to assess your chances of a qualified professional and give you some tips and advice on how to plan your migration process. For example, we can go on like if you want to work in Germany and you are from another country, from not a EU country, and have a university degree and graduated in a foreign country, and you are still looking for a job, maybe, here are your chances. And it's not only you get some tips, you have also the possibility to get helpful information material in order to prepare yourself. Make it a bit bigger like this. And yes, this is in general the quick check. It is also available in the other website languages, so give it a try, and it's also updated regularly. And yes, the quick check lies in the visa section, as many other informations like the different types of visa, like EU blue card or visa for IT specialists, visa for job seekers, the general visa procedure, and the Skilled Migration Act. And if you are visiting a special type of visa, like work visa for qualified professionals, you can find direct information like what are the requirements to receive the worker. You can find tips and which opportunities are open to you with this visa. You can find also helpful videos in order to understand it more efficiently. And you can download our visa journey here. I can show it here right now. It's a really helpful step-by-step guide, and you can see the most important step at a glance if you want to apply for this visa. And this journeys, you can see here, we offer this for every type of visa on the website and also in the 4 languages. And you can download them anytime and of course free of charge. So, and also I also mentioned that Germany, Make It in Germany offers interactive maps like the German federal states. You can find it in the section Living in Germany, and it is covered Germany. So here, German states, and you will get here the map. So if you're still not sure, if you want to go in a federal state, you can find here important information at a glance. For example, if you want to go to North Rhine-Westphalia, you can click here and get more information, some key facts about the federal state, and also, which might be important for you if you're coming to Germany, more additional contacts in order to get started in Germany. And then, as I said before, we have the 10 years Jubilee webpage. There's also a statement by the Germany's Federal Minister for Economic Affairs and Climate Action for people from abroad. And here you can see some facts of important stakeholders on German companies who introduced their program to others, and also a timeline what happened in Germany in the German immigration policy and what happened on the Make It in Germany webpage, so you can learn more about the portal. And I also mentioned the visa journeys, and you can find all downloads, all checklists and overviews in our download section. You can find it here on service. Here's also the possibility of the contact details, the webinars, events, newsletter, and of course the downloads. And here are the checklists for citizens from EU or from all other countries, and a guidebook with preparing tips, which you can download also in 4 languages, explanatory graphics on each visa type, so you can find them all here, so you don't have to click on each web page. And yes, also, this might be also important for you, the explanatory graphics for recognition. I will show you the one graphic in detail later in this presentation, and also information on the fast-track procedure for skilled workers. So this is the website in general. You can use it every day for your research, and if you have any questions, you're free to contact us, the experts, our experts from the BAMF and the Federal Employment Agency and the Migration Office are happy to answer your question. You can do it by hotline or email, and also if you have some common questions, you can also check our FAQs where you can find first-hand information on the topics. So I hope this was a good introduction to the portal. If you have any further questions, you are free to ask them at the end of the webinar. And now I will go back to my presentation. And I think I still have one more question for you. Arne, I will ask it later. Wait a minute. I will make it full screen now, so we can go on. So now we are here back. And here's now the overview of the general immigration process for you in Germany. So here are general tips I'd like to give you beforehand. It's important to prepare yourself. First of all, it's important for you to research for reliable official resources. There are many available, even in your country of residence might be some. There's also where you can find important points of contact. And since you are already here, you already discovered Make It in Germany, which is a really useful resources. But later in this presentation, I will show you some more resources which you can use in order to prepare your journey to Germany. And it's also important to collect and prepare your documents. For the migration process, you will need many documents like diplomas, the translation of diplomas, your birth certificate. So it's important to start early to prepare your documents. And one important thing, plan ahead. The migration process in Germany usually takes some time. We can't give you any specific number or time base how long it takes. It depends on many factors, but it will maybe take a couple of months in order to come to Germany. So keep this in mind, and then you can start. Here are 4 steps for the migration process for skilled workers. First of all, as I said before, is the preparation, the recognition, and learning in Germany and learning German. In general, you can find information on the recognition process of foreign academic qualification on the website, but there's also the website recognition in Germany. It's also official resources where you can find reliable information on the recognition procedure, and also with the help of the so-called recognition finder, you can find the authorities who do the recognition process in Germany. And also there is the advisory assistance, the Service Center for Professional Recognition, the ZSBA, which can help you further regarding the recognition process. The second step is, or maybe you can do it also parallel, the job search. I showed you before the job listings in Germany, which you can use as a first step, but you also get advisory assistance with the virtual welcome center of the Federal Employment Agency in Germany, which you will meet next week in our webinar. And then it comes, if you have found a job offer and you are planning to work in Germany, comes the visa application. Here again, the visa section. And also, if you find more information on the visa procedure and the processing, you please visit the German embassy in your country of residence for more information. And then you have the arrival, and hopefully everything went well in the first step in Germany. And there are a lot of integration support structures in Germany. Each federal state offers welcome centers where you can find help and tips for your everyday life. And also the one important office is the foreign authority, where you can apply for the residence permit. And if you have any questions during the whole process, call the hotline Working and Living in Germany. You can find the number here and also on our webpage to get individual help in this process. You may already notice on the overview of the different webinar episodes we are offering this month, recognition is not part of this. It's because we already have a webinar series, a 3-part series of the recognition, and since it's such a complex topic, we decided not to offer this topic in this month, but Alexandra will happily post the webinar links for you in the chat, so you can see the webinars on recognition afterwards. But also here are more links for the recognition and the equivalence of foreign degrees. Here are the first orientation and advisory assistance. You should contact the ZSBA. It's for international graduates to get more help. Also the website recognition in Germany. And of course, one important resource is the Anabin database. You may already know it. If not, you will encounter this platform anyway during your process. The Anabin platform is for stating the comparability of your foreign degree. The Make It in Germany webpage also offers a tutorial on how to work with this platform, since it's only available in German language. Then, of course, there's the hotline Working and Living in Germany. And for application and processing, use the tool Anerkennungsfinder on recognition in Germany. It will help you to find a competent recognition authority in Germany, and also contact the Central Office for Foreign Education, which also operates the platform Anabin, the ZIB, for further questions. And yes, since recognition is not part of the webinar series, I just want to give you a short overview. What do you need to consider when it comes to recognition and the equivalence of foreign degrees in Germany? So mostly the recognition of your degree is mandatory. It depends, is it a recognition for non-regulated professions or regulated professions? Regulated professions are mostly professions in the healthcare sector, like physicians, doctors, but also teachers. And all nationals and all professions have to, if they are working in a regulated profession, apply for the recognition process. You can see it here down the graphic. The recognition is mandatory. You must go through the recognition process and have and receive a full recognition as a result. The responsible entities are in Germany, and you can find more information on Anerkennung Deutschland or recognition in Germany, and also at the ZSBA. If you're working in a non-regulated professions like IT specialist, business analyst, plumber, or hotel manager, it depends on your nationality. If you're coming from the EU, EER, and Switzerland, recognition is voluntary, and you might be enter the German labor market without restrictions. But if you're coming from a non-EU country, it depends if it is a academic degree or a vocational degree. If you have an academic degree, a comparison is required. So you need a positive result from the ANABIN database or a statement of comparability by the ZAB as a proof, and you will need to show this proof at the visa for the visa application. The responsible authority is here the ZAB, and you can find here on the link more information. And if you have a foreign vocation and qualification, you also have to go through the recognition process. So this is how the recognition process generally works. You can find this graphic on the webpage, Make It in Germany also, if you're clicking on working in Germany, and after that at recognition, you can find this graphic also in the 4 languages. And yes, and also, as I said before, if you want to prepare your journey to Germany, it's not only you have to prepare your documents for the recognition or comparability process, but also it's useful to start learning German anytime soon. Since German language skills improve your chances on the German labor market and open many prospects for you. And that's why we offer the webinar on learning German also next week. And also it makes your start in Germany easier if you're arriving. And also, German language skills are an important requirement for certain types of visa. So you can start learning German by booking online trial classes at home, for example, at the German Goethe Institute, or you can follow German media with subtitles, for example, at the Deutsche Welle. But you will get more tips on our next webinar. And then at the 3rd step, you can start with your job search or maybe a traineeship places. One important point of contact for you is here the Federal Employment Agency, and their virtual welcome center. The services will be introduced by our colleagues also next week, and of course the job listings on Make It in Germany. The Federal Employment Agency also offers job listings where you can do your research, and I'd recommend the videos and the articles and online seminars on this topic on Make It in Germany. We have several webinars on this topic and also explanatory video on how to successfully process your job hunting process. And also the ZAV offers regularly online seminars on this topic. And after that, if you have found a job offer, you can apply for a visa, for a work visa, for example, if you're interested in. And there it's also important to research and get information beforehand. So that's why you can visit the Make It in Germany webpage in the visa section, or also using the visa navigator at the Federal Foreign Office in your country of residence. You can find the competent embassy on our world map, and the competent German mission will receive your application for the visa and process it further. But this step will also be introduced to you by my colleague Alex in 2 weeks, I think. And then, if everything has succeeded, you can arrive in Germany. And as I said before, there are really important integration structures. And also you can find more information on Make It in Germany. And also on the webpage, it's important. Important authority for you is the Foreigners Authority, where you can apply for the residence permit in Germany. So yes, and if you are looking for more information on living in Germany or general information on Germany, like the political situation or media, literature, culture, you can visit pages like Deutschland.de, Deutsche Welle, and also Goethe Institute, especially Mein Weg nach Deutschland, My Way to Germany, where you can find more cultural and political information on Germany. So this was the overview on yeah, your journey to Germany. As I said before, it's more of a preparation for you for the next webinars. So you're invited to visit the links if you download this presentation in order to prepare for the next webinars. And before we open the Q&A session, I'd like to know from you if you already have started to plan your migration process in Germany. So are you still looking for information, or I started and to learn more about the visa process or the recognition process, or you already started to apply for a job in Germany? So we are curious. This looks interesting. It's quite diverse. I would say 60% have already answered the question. Yes, I wait a couple more seconds. This looks really interesting. I think it's a really good thing if you are joining all our webinars, if I'm looking at the poll. Okay, I wait until 80% maybe. Now I think the most of you answered the question. And now I like to show you the results. So 36% are still looking for information, so you're at the beginning, and 33% started to learn more about the visa process and the recognition process, and 32% started to apply for a job. So this is really interesting for us to know, and that's why we're offering this webinar series to give any one of you the specific information you need during the process. So this webinar, I hope for those who are still at the beginning was helpful, and for the others who are already got more information, looking for more specific information, are welcome to join the next webinars when it comes to job search and application, and also the visa process. And I have one more question for you, and then you are free to ask your questions. When do you plan to come to Germany in general? This might be also interesting for you, since you have so different information needs. I see as fast as possible, probably next year, or I'm still learning, planning, I'm sorry. So 66% have already answered the question. Waiting a couple more seconds. %, already answered, thank you. I show you the results, it's a clear picture. 65% answered the question with as fast as possible, 22% probably next year, and 40% I'm still planning. So this is interesting for us to know, because as I mentioned before, it takes some time. And yes, I think this webinar series might be a good preparation for the process. Yeah, so thank you for your feedback and this topic. This will help us to develop the information much further. And yes, here again are the contact details. Feel free to contact us at any time. Our experts will provide you with further help. And yes, this was my presentation. And Alex, now we can open the chat. I'm curious, are there any questions, assumptions?
Yeah, there are many questions. First of all, maybe so that everyone knows it, we are recording the webinar, and it will be, you can find it probably, I don't know, Katharina, maybe end of the month on our YouTube channel. So you can check out the webinar again, because the questions were arising here in the chat. Then as well, I have posted you the link again to the registering of for the other webinars, because some of you asked about it and some of you have some specific questions, for example, about job search. You can register. Yeah, thank you. Go back to the slide where it stands. There will be a full webinar on that topic. So even if we will definitely try to answer your question here roughly, definitely come join us on that day so you can join a full webinar about those specific topics. Talking about this, I come to the first question, which definitely the webinar with the ZAV, the Federal Employment Agency, will be perfect for you. What are the key points for a CV for German vacancies so that the employer would be more likely interested in relocation of future employee to Germany? So maybe we can also show on our website where to already find information about this.
Yes, thank you. This is a really good question. In general, it's important that the CV contains information on your education, where you received your qualification and information on your work experience. So the employer can see at first sight why he should or she hire you. And it's important also in general, a CV should not be longer than one page, one A4 page, and really gives just really quick facts about you on educational and your work experience, and also of course contact details and your name. So here on the website, here are also the most important things like personal data, work experience, education, and also if you already have language skills or other important qualifications or skills which would be interesting for your future employer, please add them at the CV. And also if you have unique skills and interests, like extraordinary computer skills, this might be also interesting for your employer because you show that you are putting some effort and you are curious to learn something new. And maybe so we are here. An interesting tool for you might be the website Europass. I click here. You have to open an account in order to do it. It's completely for free, and you can create a Europass CV with this tool. It's completely free. You have just to type in your information, and you also can create a cover letter, and it helps you also with translation. So we really like to recommend to you to create an account in this website. It's also from the EU, so it's an official resource and completely free of charge in order to prepare your job documents.
Thank you. I have another question about the flight tickets. What about the flight tickets? Do you get sponsors for that, or do you have to buy it yourself? Maybe you can give us some information.
Yeah. This depends on your employer. There are some employers in Germany who offer sponsor this, might be, but this is not a general rule. In general cases, I think you have to pay it for yourself. But you can check some employers and job listings also adding information about the benefits they are offering, especially for international workers. So you can, if it states like we are helping you with the relocation process, it might be the case, but it is not a general rule. So I'm sorry that I cannot give you an exact answer to this question.
Thank you. Then I have a very interesting questions about the order, so to say, the time order of things. Where is my question now? You type a lot of questions, so I lose what I was just wondering about. Here, on the checklist of documents to collect for a recognition of a diploma, on this checklist, there's also a job offer listed. Can I secure a job offer without having a recognized diploma first? And I think we have the perfect service contact point for you for that.
Yes, this is a really interesting question, since it also depends also on if you're working on a regulated or unregulated. For those questions, first of all, it's important to start as soon as you can with the recognition process. So like find out if you need a recognition or comparability, and it's important if you want to know more about the timeline or when you start the process. Here's the website Recognition in Germany, and also the website, the service center for, here you can find the contact details from the ZSBA, which support you in the whole recognition procedure. So you can get the advice from abroad. So it's also a service in English. And you can find all the information they are offering, and also will help you in guiding you through the process and give you also like a time, like a feeling of the time you will need. And yes, here is the email address. So if you have already some information, we'd like to recommend to you to contact the workers from the ZSBA, because they can give you individual advice for your diploma.
Thank you. I have also, I think, yeah, I have also listed or sent you to the link the direct information of the ZSAB. So there you can contact, as Katharina said, the colleagues about everything. Next to Anerkennung in Deutschland, recognition in Germany. Yep, here, this page that you're showing right now. It's in the chat. You can find it there. Then there's the question, because I think there's little confusion about what to find on which website. So there's a question about, do we need to apply for jobs via Arbeitsagentur.de/job search or the Make It in Germany job börse or job listings? So maybe we can again explain like the differences, or
yes,
yes,
of course. So no, you are free to use any resource, job listings which are available to you. You don't have to apply for a job at just official resources. It's just a recommendation. And so especially the job office or Make It in Germany, the employers welcoming explicitly international application, but you don't have to use obligatory the job listings from the VA or Make It in Germany, but they might be really helpful for you to find the employer for you. You can also use other resources like private job search engines, or you can also try social media, career platforms to find a job offer.
Thank you. Then we have a question, and I think we can use it to show where to start from your situation. How is the process if I have a university degree and I graduated in a foreign country? I mean, we showed our tool already, but I think it's interesting, again, maybe to repeat the function of the quick check.
Yes, of course. Maybe in this case, since it's a university degree, right?
In a foreign country.
Okay. I will maybe show later the recognition. And this might be interesting, but we're just starting with the quick check. So there is, the person wants to work in Germany, right?
Yes.
And is also from outside the EU and also have a university degree from a foreign country, but don't have a binding job offer yet, right?
We don't know that, but I guess so. I guess there's no job offer.
Okay. So you can see here in the quick check, it's also useful to prepare yourself. First of all, you have to state the recognition or comparability of your university degree in order to apply for a visa, and you also need a concrete job offer if you want to apply work in Germany for this. And if your university degree has needs to be recognized or is comparable, then you can start with applying. And when it comes to university degrees, as I said before, it depends if it's a regulated or non-regulated profession. And if it's not a non-regulated profession, you will have to state the comparability with the NRB database. And I mentioned before in the presentation, but I didn't show it to you. The NRB database is at the current moment only available in German language, and you can find instructions to use the tool on our website in order to find out if your academic degree is comparable with the German one. So you can see here step by step on how to fill in the formula and which results show you it's comparable or not. And also this is also available in other website languages. So I really like to recommend to you to use this tool in order to get a first impression of your comparability of your degree.
Thank you. Then I have an interesting question. Once I apply for a job, and then it will take some time until the visa is being issued. And isn't this like a problem for the employer, for the company to wait for the person to arrive in Germany then? So yeah, what do you think about this?
Yes, this is a good question, and we told you that you need to plan ahead because the migration process takes several time, and we also say this to German employers that migration process takes time, and there are waiting times at the embassy. So German employers are sensibilized about this topic. It takes some time, and there are employers who will wait. That's why it's important to be, yeah, transparent to your employer and contact them if you have any made progress in the situation. And also, for example, the employer can help you maybe because there's the fast track procedure, for example, which the employer can apply for here in Germany. So the employer can wait, not all of them. We cannot promise this, but the employer know the issue with the waiting times, and it's important to be transparent in the whole process with your employer.
Thank you. And maybe also like another tip, if you have found an employer already, there is a possibility to speed up the process, the visa process, with the fast track procedure. We will talk about this a bit more in the visa webinar in 2 weeks, so register and we can talk about this topic again. But just Katharina is opening the website at the moment. There is a possibility to speed up the process. If you have already found an employer and you both decide to do it, then it can be paid a fee and then the visa process is going a bit quicker. We can maybe also send this link into the chat later, but this is an option because the German authorities are, yeah, they know about the problem of long waiting times at embassies. We come to a point that actually fits. There were a lot of questions about the job seeker visa. We got a feedback from someone from India that it's a good option to look for a job in Germany, but the waiting time for an appointment can be quite long. And then also there are a lot of long waiting times at the offices, so to say, in Germany, but also abroad. To that, I just want to mention shortly that at the end of the year, Germany is introducing a new law to improve processes. And so the topic of waiting times at embassies and generally also at the foreigners' offices here in Germany, they want to address those issues, but they also, for example, especially want to improve the options of entering Germany to look for a job from here. So there are no proper information on it yet because the law is not official yet, but you will definitely find information about this during the course of the year at our website. So yeah, you'll hear a bit more about it also in the visa webinar, but just to address this topic, and thank you also for the feedback. Then we have another question. Is legal insurance the most convenient option to deal with disagreements with landlords and employers? So I was wondering if we can talk about like, yeah, the insurance issue in Germany, or when to get insurance, etc.
Yes, we can talk about this, but maybe the participant can clarify more the question. So it's a question about legal insurance on the landlord, right? So if you're having a flat, for example, in Germany, right? If I can understand it correctly.
I think we need to clarify the case in Germany that there are different kinds of insurance and stuff, because he mentioned employers, landlord, just generally the system of it.
Okay. yeah, thank you for the question. It's this will be also a question I'd like to cover in the last webinar on living in Germany, because as I said before, Germany has an extensive insurance system, and there is an insurance for everything, but not all of them are mandatory. So first of all, there's the social security system in Germany. So for example, there's the health insurance, the public health insurance, the public rental pension form, and also the public unemployment insurance, which you will pay directly with your income you receive from your employer, for example. So you don't have to do anything, just to look for a health insurance provider and give the contact details to the employer. So this is stated in the public social security system. And of course, there are additional private insurance schemes in Germany. For example, there's law insurance, car insurance, for example. You are free to use them. It's about your personal assumption, but it's always recommended to you. The health insurance is mandatory. This is also important. If you're arriving in Germany, you will need from the first day you're on a health insurance. If you're not starting directly to work in Germany, for example, your work contract starts in 2 weeks, you will need for those 2 weeks a health insurance. So this is important. This is obligatory in Germany, and also the other social security insurances are paid with your income. And yes, if you're looking for more information on the insurance system, you can go to Make It in Germany, Living in Germany. Here you have the health insurance, and also the, as I said, the additional insurances, which is just your personal choice if you want to use them, like liability, accident insurance. They might be useful for circumstances in life. So it might be useful to, yeah, do your research and decide it by yourself if you want to be insured in those cases or not.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. There are a lot of questions about topics like language requirements, about recognition, about visa, etc. And especially for the German language, join us next week. It's the next one that's coming up. For the recognition, I have posted the 3 webinars into the chat that Katharina was talking about. There's like 1.5 hours, like 3 times 1.5 hours about all the questions you can imagine about this topic. So if that's something that concerns you, please watch those helpful webinars. The question about the job seeking and Chancen, opportunity card, Chancenkarte arouse again. So probably the law about the opportunity card will come into force next year. There is no concrete information about this now, but what we can say for sure is that Make It in Germany will be one of the first official sources that you can read information about this. Like the government committed that we will publish understandable information, reliable information about everything that is important for you to know. So please get information on our website, because you can really trust and rely on those information. I think that's a very important aspect when it comes to new laws and changes. We have so many questions and only 2 minutes left. Please join us for the next webinars. We will be able to answer some more questions about the different categories. There is also a lot of, there are also a lot of questions about IT specialists and how to come to Germany. So I was wondering if we can go into that topic as like the last issues of the day.
Yes, of course. This will be also interesting, those people who are interested in the IT career in Germany, to join the visa webinar, because there are many options. And there you can find more information. So in general, I mentioned before, IT specialists are high in demand in Germany. And there are different ways to come to Germany as an IT specialist. So the last update from the skilled immigration law also provides more possibilities. And I'd like to recommend to you the webpage, especially just for IT professionals in Germany, to find more information. Getting information more like on the IT scene in Germany, if you're interested in cities are more progressive in this case. more reasons to work in IT, and also there is a really detailed guide on how to start your career in Germany as an IT specialist from abroad. And I just want to show you. I thought, yes, here's an overview. But as Alexandra mentioned before, there will be new updated laws in the next year, but this is just the current state on the possibilities you have in Germany if you want to come. So in general, there are 3 options to come to Germany. There's the residence permit for qualified employment, where you need a qualification which is recognized in Germany. You can come with the EU Blue Card. Therefore, you need a university qualification, which is comparable or recognized in Germany. And there is the other way, the residence permit for other employment. We don't need a formal qualification, but need to prove at least 2 years of professional experiences in the IT over the last 7 years, and also proof of relevant theoretical knowledge. So this is the current state on the possible residence permit for IT specialists. Please, I'd like to recommend the website. Maybe Alexandra posted it already in the chat, but you can easily find it on the webpage. Just click on IT web pages, where you can find an explainer video for just IT specialists in Germany, and also a testimonial if you want to come with your family together. Also, I hope this information was useful for you. And I see we have exceeded our time, right?
Yes, maybe as a last remark, I have again posted the info on the hotline and like the contact opportunities you have on the website. So if we haven't replied to your question today, please feel free to contact us via hotline, mail, or chat.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you next week in our webinars. Yes, so you will see us also again, Alexander or me, and also meet other colleagues. So thank you for your questions and your feedback, and yes, have a good day, and we wish you a successful journey to Germany. Bye.
All the best for you. Bye-bye.